You're only allowed to have the unlimited freedom to abort your children and have gay sex. That's the unlimited freedom you're allowed to have. And there is no other unlimited freedom that you're allowed to have. If I'm wrong, tell me what this other unlimited freedom is. What do you want to export to South America that's cultural from the United States that they don't already have? They already have policia.
They don't, right? Though. Okay, so you're okay.
So anybody in South America who has a lot of money is above the law. Anybody in the United States who has a lot of money is above the law. What's the cultural difference here?
All right, so even as as corrupt as you can say that America is, you're not leaving here, right?
No.
Why?
Because I like it here.
Okay, but you feel safe here, though, right?
No, I don't fucking feel safe. They locked me in my fucking house for 2 years and have threatened me over and over again with all kinds.
Okay, let's write out.
I don't feel safe here.
That shit's going crazy. All right, that's a big ass wrench in the system.
Yeah.
Okay, but generally for your entire lifetime, for the rest of your life, you felt safe, right?
Sure, I feel as safe probably as the average Hispanic feels safe in their nation. I don't think Hispanics generally feel safe. I don't think little Hispanic kids are like going to their hacienda and they're like, "Mom, I'm fucking
you can't."
terrified.
Okay, we they don't even say the word cartel. Like it's not something you speak about. Like you literally have a gang that's running around and skinning people alive. Like like spreading all throughout like South America. Like this is an issue. If we're talking about the number one, terror threat to America, it's not fucking ISIS. It's not the Taliban. It's not Al Qaeda. It's cartel, and they're right at our borders.
And who got all those cartels started with all that good drug money and all that good? Well, who got all that started? American Nacho? Who did all that?
Look, I'm not letting anybody off the hook here. I'm just pointing out that if there's a place that we need to focus, and if there's somewhere that we have definitely more law and order, and as what in combination with like the most freedom, in my opinion, and the most opportunity for success, it's here in America, and that's why we're all here. So
do you think that the cartels are going to start sneaking across the United States border and killing Americans that are here, like overwhelmingly anytime soon or ever?
They do now, currently.
Well, no, they have border skirmishes
via the drug war
like that, and they usually kill people who are involved in drugs and drug trafficking and that type of thing, right?
Yeah, but I mean that's the same thing.
You're living in Michigan, are you really worried that like the cartel is going to shoot up a street in Michigan?
Right? No, not necessarily, but I mean, if you just say that, are they going to sneak across the border? That they do already. Like we know, it's FBI, CIA.
Yeah. The same organizations that helped them learn how to build the tunnels, gave them all the money to get all their crops going, dropped all the drugs inside of black neighborhoods. I mean, come on, man.
Look, I'm like I said, I'm not going to let the government off the hook here. Okay, I'm not going to let corrupt government officials
who started that problem to be in charge of fixing it.
Because at the end of the day, we are the government. So the more that we get involved with this, and the more representatives that we are involved in electing, it changes over time. So yeah, we're kind of fucked right now, and I agree with that. We're in a really
bad spot. All this awesome democracy, letting 100 million and a pool of that 100 million, 5% of them are smart enough to vote.
Right,
and
but
you
we're
let
here.
90 million people cast votes. That's fucking insane. Bro.
Sure, but we're here. We're here. You know what I mean? And
we cannot be here.
Not as easily as I feel like, not as easily as we can change or adapt to what we're already, the hand we're already dealt with, right? Like this is the hand we're dealt, and we have to play that hand. It's like if we just try to change this right now, or like you just fold and you just call for a new hand. Like, I mean, you don't know what the fuck you're gonna get. Like we know what hand we have now, so that's kind of the way I see it.
I was thinking about this. And you know what I know about stupid people? Like, I know this for a fact. None of them ever think they're stupid. And I bet you tomorrow, if you had a national vote on whether or not to only let smart people vote and stupid people weren't allowed to vote, that everybody would vote it in, thinking that they would be the smart person who was allowed to vote. How much you want to bet that that's true?
Yeah, I mean, this is Dunning-Kruger 101, right? I would vote it in too. All
Yeah,
right.
you would vote it
And I
in
think
too,
I'm
right?
probably pretty stupid in comparison. Like that's the difference between me and a lot of the fucking leftists. All right.
Right. So what I'm saying is like, what do you mean it's not possible? I'm sure if we started lobbying for this tomorrow,
So
that overwhelmingly people would vote it through, thinking that they would be
okay,
the
so
elites, the chosen elites, who would be allowed to go do the voting, even though
so
most of the motherfuckers are too stupid to scratch their own ass.
part of this too is that I believe in the more like traditional like Burkean conservatism, right? So like this is like to some degree it's like you conserve what you can conserve and you adapt to the inevitable to some degree. Like that's more or less, I'm
What's
paraphrasing a
inevitable?
lot, but where we're at.
This was inevitable under the liberal doctrine of the great and wondrous Constitution.
Look, originally liberalism and being a liberal wasn't horrible. It wasn't until in the past 40, 50 years that liberalism changed into whatever the fuck it is today.
Oh, no, man. No, they were always liberal. Let me give you an example of just how liberal they were. So back in Jefferson's time, they killed homosexuals. That's just a fact. They did. Jefferson was such a liberal, and they were so liberals of their time that instead they switched over to castration, which you and I agree is probably a lot better than death, right, for a person.
Yeah, sure.
But that would be considered quite the liberal policy of the time, right?
I don't know. I don't know what you're referencing.
Well, I'm referencing if they switched over the death penalty for homosexuals to just castration, that would be a pretty liberal policy for the time, right?
Yeah, it's
now,
okay. Yeah.
When we were fighting with the Redcoats and the Redcoats were sent over by a king, would you call the Redcoats the conservatives, or would you have said that the colonials were the conservatives in that conflict?
I guess to some degree the colonials
Redcoats
would have
well,
to,
the
Redcoats, would have to be the conservatives.
Yeah, they were the conservatives. They were trying to.
Well, they felt like they were conserving the monarchy.
Yeah,
they were conserving the traditional
everything,
way. Yeah.
Right. So a bunch of fucking liberals, right, shot them all to pieces, took over the nation, right, put in this Enlightenment doc. All of it has been liberal since its inception. We were always destined to get here because the doctrine of unlimited freedom, my friend, actually means unlimited sin. I'll give you an example.
But would you rather be? I mean, I'm glad that happened, though. I think you probably.
I don't think you are, and I'll give you an example why I don't think so.
Okay.
When we talk about unlimited freedom, when liberals go, "I want more personal freedom, my personal freedom," they're actually saying that you're trying to restrict sin. They don't ever actually want personal freedom. For instance, do they want you to have the personal freedom to own a gun? No. But they do want you to have the personal freedom to have an abortion, have as much promiscuous sex as you want, have as many children out of wedlock as you want, have all the homosexual marriage you can tolerate, make sure that we get religion out of schools. All of the things that they want for unlimited freedom are always just unlimited sin. And all of the things that you would postulate as being unlimited freedom, they don't want any of it. Like, they don't want you to have hand grenades in your closet, man. What about your unlimited freedom? What about your personal freedom? Right? We know you got to restrict that. It's just abortions, right? You're just free to have an abortion. that's the freedom.
I mean, yeah, that's currently that's where we're heading, which is unfortunate. But I mean, you look at our neighbors, Canada. Canada never split from the UK, and look at where the fuck they're at. They're way worse than us because they from their inception. They're just like we are an arm of.
We are a liberal democracy.
We are an arm. No.
Liberal
no. What Canada was an arm of the monarchy, which means they're just defaulting to this authoritarian government constantly, and so their people are trained. You know, at some point, their citizens are basically the point now, especially where they're just like, yeah, this is fine. And there is a large swath of like Canadians, especially right now, who are pushing back against a lot of the like more authoritarian policies.
Yeah, how do you think that's going to end?
But there are even more who are just like, this is fine. Yeah. Everything is fine.
Yeah.
Let's continue to do this.
So the
let's have what do they call it? Compelled speech.
Yeah.
let's have hate speech laws.
So the
And that
dissident
comes directly
conservatives are
from-
still saying, no, we
wait.
have to stop it.
That is, but that's a counter to what you were just saying, though.
No,
You're
not.
saying that the redcoats were the conservatives. Well, the redcoats controlled Canada, and look where Canada's at versus where we're at.
Is Canada a monarchy underneath
They were
England?
actually, technically, they're still. They're a
liberal democracy. Technically, the UK itself still has a king and a queen, but come on, man, they're a liberal democracy.
It's written into their law. They are
a liberal democracy. The king and queen don't have no power. They're just
but compare them to us.
Okay,
we're renegades compared to them.
Yeah,
and that's because of our constitution, because of our freedom, because of our focus on independent rights, and because of our focus on classical liberalism, not liberals today, but because of our focus on.
Can you go to a gun shop and buy a gun and walk out with it without signing some paperwork?
I can. Well, actually, no, I can't.
No,
I mean, pretty close though.
But you can't, right?
I'm in South Carolina, so it's pretty damn.
Can you drive your car without going and getting it registered?
Sure, no, but that. Again,
do you have to have insurance on the car?
Yeah.
You have to pay mandatory taxes on your paycheck. I mean, like the list goes on and on and on.
I get it,
things that you would consider freedom, you're not allowed to have any of those things. You're only allowed to have the unlimited freedom to abort your children and have gay sex. That's the unlimited freedom you're allowed to have. And there is no other unlimited freedom that you're allowed to have. If I'm wrong, tell me what this unlimited freedom is.
No, I'm just pointing out that like we are, the last stronghold of freedom in the world. It's so we should start. Listen, hold on.
What? What?
Okay, but you're here, right? Where else are you going to go?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is that you're saying. Well, this is a bastion of freedom.
Okay,
where's all this freedom you're talking about?
Okay, so this is my issue that I have with some people on the right is that. Well, this is what makes me more moderate too. Like, I'm with you. Okay. Like, I would love to have more freedoms. All right. I would love to some degree in some areas regress a little bit. I understand that we need some amount of regulation. We don't need to be fucking dumping fucking radioactive waste in our backyard for our neighbors to get fucking. So
not unlimited freedom.
That's
not what you want.
No, not unlimited free. I don't think we can have that fully.
Right.
I don't think a system. I don't think. Okay, good. We're on the same page. I don't think any like community can operate in that manner. Like you can't have an anarchist. That's why anarchists to me are fucking stupid.
They are. ANCAPs make no sense either. But listen, what I'm saying to you is this: is like, okay, now we've got you on the path. Now you and I have agreed, right? No unlimited freedom. We can't have unlimited freedom. Unlimited freedom is bad. So why is it that real quick.
So because I could finish the thought that I was on is just that I want to starting by conserving what we have now. Basically, hitting the e-brake on everything that the Democrats are doing currently, which is why I'm a Republican and I consider myself more of a traditional Republican, Eisenhower Republican. I like to make the distinction because I feel like the Republican Party is still. It was
the Republicans who put in the lockdowns.
That's why I said I like to make the distinction from the current, like, populist conservatism or, the current Republican, because it's not quite the same. I do think we need some level of regulation. I do think we need law and order, and I know we can operate in a fully free, fully libertarian society. But
let me explain how that's used against you. The way that this is used against you in the civic nationalist mindset is that the progressives who fucking hate you think that you're the worst thing that's ever lived, call you a fascist on the daily, and want to destroy your entire way of life if they can do it, and they can't wait to fucking do it, okay? Will come to you and say, isn't it nice that you will die for my freedom to do these things to you? That's what they do. They come to you and they say, I sure am glad, American Nacho, that you are willing to die for my freedom to do these horrible things to you.